I had this vision. It was my first in 2003. I was incarcerated, captivity, and I descended. I descended from the sky, real slow, and I landed on ground, but I had no body. I was spirit, and I observed the crowd around me, and it was just wicked. It was like a lot of wicked men. It was the amount was I couldn't even number. It was unnumerable, and they were like an unruly crowd, and I just heard taunts and mockery. I heard a lot of that. The first thing I heard was, "If you are who you say you are, then get down from there." And another guy shouted. He said he can't even save his own life, and people laughed with him. And I sat there and I was like, "Wow, I I need to get out of here." I don't. It was the most hurtful, painful thing I ever experienced in my life, ever. Just being there. And I could hear someone being tortured, like, and I'm like, are they hanging somebody? And I'm like, wow, they probably hanging a black man. And then the times were not of this time. So it was like back in the day or even ancient time. I wasn't sure what. And I just knew it wasn't modern time. And I started to like cry in my spirit, like I didn't want to be there. And I could just hear it. I couldn't see over the crowd, but I could hear it. And they was just taunting this person. And after that, the scene flashed before my eyes. Within a blink of an eye, I was floating over a group of men carrying a wooden box. And they took it up they was walking up a dirt road along a mountainside. And they took like the box into like some type of private property. And it had like a nice green, nicely cut, manicured green grass. It was beautiful, the grass. And I sat in it and it was soft. And I watched the men, they put this box or whatever, it was put into like a tomb, I would say. Inside, it was cut inside of a mountain, and it was like a tomb like type of thing where he went in. And I sat there and I looked at the sky. It was about eve. It was like going into night, but it was not nightfall. It was like evening. And I just passed out and I fell asleep. So when I woke up, I thought I was gonna be in a prison cell, but I was still in that same green grass. I don't know if it was a field, a garden. I don't know what it was, but it was it was green grass. It was nice, and it wasn't wild grass. Like it was nice grass, and I was sitting there looking at the same tomb area, and I squinted my eyes. I remember I squinted my eyes. I'm like, wait a minute. I heard the birds chirping, like it was morning. I'm like, how am I here and not in prison? And I feel well rested. Like it was evening, like when I went to sleep, and now it's morning time. And I got frightened because I thought like, was I like stuck somewhere? Could I have been in a coma? Didn't know it. Was I stuck somewhere? And I just was like, wait a minute. And as I started like to panic, I got put to sleep. I just fell asleep again, and I went to sleep. And when I woke up, I heard the birds chirping again. And I opened my eyes and I was staring at the same place. I was in the same place again. And I said to myself, like, what is going on? And I looked around and everything just faded to black. My eyes got very heavy and it just cut off. And I went to sleep again. So when I awoke again, I saw a being, a person, and he was dressed in all white, and he was ascending into the sky. I was 19 years old at this time, a babe, and I looked and I saw a black man, what you would call today as black, but he was darker than me. He was dark skinned, and I saw him go into a cloud and just vanish, and it cut off. And when I woke up, I was in a cold prison cell. And that was the only time in my life I was ever happy to see a prison cell. Because I thought I was stuck somewhere. And I went and I got dressed and I went to the day room and sat down. And it was movie day. And I asked the guy, the CO, I said, Mr. H, what's the movie for today? And he said, it's two movies. One, it was like one of the Fast and Furious movies, that's what it was. And then the second movie was the Mel Gibson, Passion of Christ. When I watched it, it was very similar to what I visioned, but he didn't look nothing like that one, how they depicted him. But what I want to explain further is, I didn't seek the Most High about this vision. I was young. I was still asleep. I wasn't into it like that. I just had the vision. It was like, okay. But as I got older and I grew up in the Word, I realized how deep that vision was, and I realized that it was Christ. I knew when I woke up it was Christ, especially after I watched the Mel Gibson movie. I knew it was Christ, but as I started to grow, I realized how deep and how it's just, put it to you like this. I was there in the vision when they crucified them. They put him in a tomb-like area on that day. I was I was there in the vision. That's one day he was in the grave. As soon as nightfall hit, I woke up on the second day, and that's when I began to panic, like what, like, and I went to sleep. I remember hearing the birds chirping and everything, but I just went to sleep. But by that time, if you count it, which I've counted it, that's 2 days and one night that I was there. Then I woke up and it happened again, just like that. It was a morning again, it was birds chirping, it was a brand new day, and I was watching, looking at the tomb area where he was placed. And I went to sleep again. When I awoke and saw him ascended into the clouds, I was there in that vision symbolically for 3 days and 2 nights. On that third day, he arose. I bear witness to this, my soul on it. I was 19 years old. That was my first vision of the Messiah. Wasn't the last, but it was the first.